You won't get one next year.
Probably
next year
not. I think they want to make it a little special, which was awesome.
Next year, nothing.
And life's weird because the last 5 Father's Day days were like the worst day of the year for me.
Because you're dead.
My pop's gone. So it went from like, ugh, I just want to like let this day.
Well, it's an interesting thing about how life,
the cycle of life.
Yes, sir.
And then all of a sudden it's a cool day again.
Yep.
That's fucked up.
I got in right under the wire, too, because him being a new dad, I was like, fuck, like 8:30 at night. I'm like, hey, happy Father's Day, Opie. Hope it was good.
It was definitely.
I was like, whoosh, under the wire.
Yeah, no, I was mad at my kids for forgetting, and then I thought, should I call my dad? And I thought, fuck that, I'm not calling him. But I didn't call him.
I was just surprised you thought of me outside the show. I was like, wow, Jesus. Thanks, Ann.
Well, because I was thinking it's like Father's Day, because then everybody was pretty much leaving the house.
Yeah.
And it gave me time to think for a second. I'm like, oh, yeah, new fathers. There's a few of them. Like stupid Travis. With his beard and his kid, trying to hide that he's gay.
What did he do?
You really went the distance, didn't you? Had a kid and everything.
Yeah, I'm all in.
I had to. Never mind. Well,
what?
now I have to.
Now you have to.
I had to leave my kid for the first time yesterday. I'm fucking all of a sudden I got teary-eyed. Yeah, I'll admit it. I got teary-eyed. And everyone's like,
you faggot.
I know. In front of a house full of people down in Philly. Tough. There's some tough people in that house.
You mean you're going to be away from the kid for a while?
For a couple days, because, she's visiting family down there. I have to.
Philly, did they throw beer on you and fucking batteries?
Right. Throwing batteries as I'm trying to leave the house.
Philly.
I'm like, and I go, this is what this is about. Like, it finally hit me. Like, oh, fuck, okay.
Yeah, I know, because you've been with this person their whole life, so.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's their whole life.
I'm at the point, because it's only 6 weeks, I'm convinced we're just babysitting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the parents to show up and like, oh, okay, that was nice that I was babysitting for 6 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm only starting to realize, wait a minute, this is...
No, so I remember when my ex-wife gave birth. She wasn't my ex-wife then, she was still my wife, but we were divorced before the baby was born.
Right.
All that happens.
Oh, hell yeah.
I knew a guy, a writer, I worked on the Cedric the Entertainer's show, and this writer, James, he had 3 kids, and he said, when my wife gets pregnant, I just leave the house. I just leave for a while till the baby's born, then I come back.
Holy shit.
Really? I was like, seriously?
What the hell is that?
He goes, because I was talking about how I was struggling in my marriage with, the new baby and all that stuff, and he goes, oh, yeah, well, when my wife gets pregnant, I just leave because she gets really, hard to deal with. So I just leave and then come back when the baby's already been born.
Wow.
And I'm like, how the fuck do you, because I'm like trying all these, how did you get away with that?
Yeah.
He's like, well, what's she going to do? She doesn't want to raise kids by herself. It's an amazing.
Wow.
To totally use your leverage to leave.
Yeah.
And she's probably throwing shit at him. Furious. You didn't divorce her, just leave. Go get an apartment somewhere to, stay with friends. And then he comes back. And she's like, I can't believe you left. And he's like, all right, well, you want to divorce me or what? No, but you shouldn't have done that. Yeah, whatever.
Wow.
There's some people that run their relationship that way.
When I was married,
genius.
It is.
It works.
It was smart on his part.
Yeah.
When I was married, my wife at one point really wanted children, and I really did not.
Yeah.
But
you faked it that you wanted children, though.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
I was like, yeah, all right. No, I was going along with it like I did with everything else in my life back then. I just went along. Though I was, don't make waves, Anthony. Status quo. Let's just, never fucking actually bring up your opinion of how you feel about something. Ugh. Just want to smack myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just terrible.
Time machine, man. We're going back and smacking our own selves.
I want to go back and just punch myself in the face.
Well, you get in these relationships where you just feel like forced into certain behavior.
You're on a track.
Yeah,
the
you just
second
can't
you get
change.
engaged, you're on a track that just you have no more control over it. So she wanted to have kids, and it was time to now. She said, no, we're doing this now. I'm taking prenatal vitamins and I'm doing this and that. So I'm like, all right, I have to fake coming.
Oh my
I would
God.
fuck her.
Oh my God.
And I would make all the sounds, the faces, the moves,
God.
and make believe I came, really fucking shoved it in, and then I'd lay there a while. I wouldn't just pull right out.
You could think it got absorbed?
Yeah, it absorbed up. Fucking went wherever it goes.
Oh my God.
And I would sit there and,
oh my God.
Yeah, and then just be like, go in the bathroom, jerk off,
God.
put little fucking Anthony Jr. down the toilet bowl.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She never,
because I didn't want to have kids.
but she didn't realize when she didn't feel all squishy.
Yeah, sometimes they're not squishy. If you come real deep and you fucking stay there a while.
She's pretty stupid.
And she was stupid.
Thank you.
You know, with that whole thing.
I know you're contractually not allowed to say it, but she was a dumb cunt.
It's like,
didn't you guys?
I'm not in your divorce agreement. Fuck her, stupid whore. Fucking manipulative cunt. Trying to make a man have a baby when you didn't want one.
It's about time.
Fucking stupid.
Didn't you?
Oh, we went to the fertility specialist.
They went to the fertility specialist because they thought something was wrong.
And the specialist said, well, your husband has to actually ejaculate.
Inside you.
We're finding the problem is...
Oh, he put my fucking shit...
There hasn't been a sperm in your body since 1975.
He put my shit under a slide. It looked like fucking nuclear reaction. The shit was flying all over the place.
Oh, my God.
Swimming like crazy.
Looked like L.A. after the Lakers won the championship.
Oh, yeah. Perfectly shaped little sperm heads that could just puncture an egg. It was great. And then it's like, I don't know what the problem is.
Wow.
And there I am, fucking sexually frustrated.
How many times did you fuck her that way, do you think?
It was every time she felt she was ovulating.
Oh, my God.
And
were you guys having a lot of sex back then?
No. It was strictly for her getting pregnant, so I would just not come.
That's awful.
And then I'd piss her off sometimes and be fucking, and then I'd pull out and come on her stomach.
Jesus.
And she'd be like, what are you doing?
Look at all that.
Yeah, we're supposed to do.
What a waste.
I forgot.
That's gold.
Forgot you were trying to get pregnant. Forgot.
It slipped out.
Wow, that's twisted, though, ain't it?
Yeah, well, I didn't want
the things you'll do.
I did not want a fucking kid, that's for sure. Thank God I didn't have one.
You're in a relationship where you're like complaining to a friend about unhappiness, and the friend goes, why don't you just tell her? Something like that.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, no. That's what
Maybe
you
that's
crazy?
how you do stuff.
That means you're in a bad place.
Yeah.
That means you're in a bad place.
That means you should not be in that
You
relationship.
should be able to, wherever you are in a relationship, you should be able to turn to the person you're with and say, this stinks.
Yeah.
I hate this.
This is a bad
And even
thing.
if it's not an easy thing to say, you should be able to say it and absorb it and deal with it.
How about this one when you finally do break up and everyone around you goes, yeah, we all knew.
Yeah.
Saw that one.
Sure.
Saw that coming a mile away.
It's like, thanks. You couldn't have saved me 5 or 6 fucking years.
Yeah.
How about you speak up? Why are you around me?
Well, what do
you're
you
not gonna
do?
tell me
That's
what's
a
going
good
on.
question, though. If you have a friend who's in a bad relationship and
You say something.
and they fight, well, you know what? They probably did say, "Hey, are you sure that's cool that
And
she
we just
talks
didn't
to you
notice?
like that?" No. And there's a whole thing where it's offset by this, and then they go, "All right, well."
You got to wait for a cue though from them. You can't just step in and
Right, yeah, you can't just go, you gotta
this
leave.
chick or something.
No.
That she's a bitch, man. You got to leave, and you lose a friend. But the second you get an inkling that they're not happy, that's your duty now as a friend to
drag
step
them
in
off.
and go, look, here's the deal. If you're even considering not doing this, don't fucking do it.
Where were you when I needed you?
Where the fuck was anybody when I needed them?
Yeah, we fucked up.
It's a hard thing
And then,
to do.
or then it ends and they go, well, it's about time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
thanks.
wow. Saw that
Thanks. You
one.
couldn't fucking maybe have somebody write a note, your thoughts, but someone else's handwriting and just fucking leave it in my car one day?
Leave some anonymous.
Something.
Leave some photos of the girl with fucking 10 black guys. Make me want to leave.
Right. Help me out here.
No, I had a friend who was dating had a girlfriend, and one day he just woke up. This is the way he tells the story. He woke up and he got out of bed and didn't know why he was doing this. He just walked to her house, rang the doorbell, and found one of his best friends.
Wow.
He just had an inkling.
And he thinks that it's some sort of weird, like
psychic thing. Or
yeah, but what it was they were clearly fucking for all ages. And his body, like, grabbed him by the collar and said, "Idiot, just look at this. It's happening every day.
It's happening.
How dumb are you that you haven't noticed it?" But he thinks it's like this one time they fucked and he's
Crusket all of a sudden.
Incredibly picked up on it.
Damn. Nothing worse than being cheated on if you do, like, care about somebody.
Yeah.
Or although I don't think I cared about the person, but I was that whole infatuation thing I used to get myself caught up in.
Yeah.
Infatuation with that love disguise on.
Mm-hmm.
Infatuation can dress like love, and it walks around. You're like, it's love, and then you're like, holy shit, that's infatuation.
Yep.
And there's a girl, and then she ends up with like one of my best friends, which is just
Amazing.
like well, can you just take one guy in between me and my best friend? It's easy for you to fuck. Go to a bar, find an anonymous guy, fuck him, and then like ease into my best friend.
Yeah, you got
shit.
the pussy. You can get laid anytime you want.
Because now I don't have you or my best friend because I can't hang out with him because he's fucking you.
No.
It's like terrible.
I was when I was writing at Conan, there was a woman that worked in the office, and we were fucking around. Like we would just fuck once in a while, and I liked her, but we didn't. Mostly, we just fucked occasionally. And one night, we went to dinner, and she said, "I don't want to do this anymore because I want a serious relationship, and I want to be with somebody, have a real companion." And I was like, wow. And I hadn't had a girlfriend in a long time. And I said, so you're saying you want to make the next step? And I was like, well, I like you. Yeah, we should be.
Oh, no.
And I said, yeah, let's be together. Okay. And I was kind of really excited. Wow, I kind of have a girlfriend now. And yeah, okay. And, and she was like, it's something weird about the way she was acting as I was saying all this. She was like, yeah, okay. And then the next day I go to work and she's going out with another writer. She was starting to say, I wanted a serious relationship, so I'm going out with this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But I started saying all this shit, and she just let me train wreck into saying, so now you and I are together. And she's like, all right. And the next day she's with him, and they got married.
Wow.
I was like, I just felt like an idiot.
Well, we got the phones lit on this topic. Brian in Maryland. We're hanging with Louis C.K., by the way. Let's get another plug in. Louis, next Tuesday, it's his new show on FX. Saw the first 4 episodes. I think the audience is going to love this one. 11 o'clock next Tuesday on FX. Brian, what do you got?
Hey, just classic how Dan was talking about, everyone doesn't like whoever, and you hear about it after the fact. Well, I was married 7 damn years. Found out that everyone in my family hated her. No one had the balls to tell me. And it's bad when your grandmother even hates her.
Yeah, they never have an opinion.
You're supposed to love everybody. Come to find out, my grandmother didn't even like her. I was like, Jesus Christ, can anybody just tell me?
Yeah, you realize that the whole family was like, every time you'd leave the room.
Well, they don't want to lose.
They would be like, "Oh, fuck that bitch." Yeah,
they don't want to lose that thing to talk about. Families love that.
Yeah, they love
families love having somebody that marries in that they hate.
I think Louis made a good point, though. You don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's tough situation.
It's rough, especially when you're younger because you don't have the experience.
No.
Like now, as you get older, you just start realizing I don't give a fuck.
Oh no,
I'm gonna be honest and say what I feel.
No, exactly. And I tell people, I've met people that I know 5 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, no, you got to leave her. Yeah, but she's pregnant, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no,
get out.
But that's different
now.
The younger people you just let be because you know they're going to figure it out.
Let
themselves.
them crash and burn themselves.
It's when they're in their 30s. You're like,
exactly. So what? You'll recover.
Fuck?
But that goes with everything. Like even relationships. Now I find myself not trying so hard to juggle and be dishonest. And this.
No,
now I'm just honest guy, and I'll say like, yeah, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
I there have been many times I've said I'm not boyfriend material guy anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Yeah.
I've been wrecked. Yeah. I've been wrecked on relationships, and I've said this.
You were boyfriend guy for 20 years.
For my 20
married in there, but boyfriend guy for that.
Since I've been 14 years old and had my first girlfriend, I have been in a relationship that has lasted a while, and they usually overlapped. I'd be like, oh, I found another girl, this one, that, until I realized, I'm in my 40s. And I just got out of the relationship with Melinda that lasted like 8 years. And then I just decided, you know what? Fuck this. Yeah. And then you get together with a girl, you start talking and you try to tell them how you feel. And they're at first they're just like, absolutely, that's exactly how I feel. Yeah. I don't want the relationship, we're just having fun, we do that. A week, 2 weeks later, you notice like the relationship things start coming into play. The text and the little snide comments, the claws come out, the thing. And then you realize, and I'll say, this is starting to resemble something I don't like.
Right.
And the reason I'm not seeing you all the time is because I like that spontaneity. I like the second something becomes routine and a relationship, it sucks. The sex will start sucking. Yeah. It'll get mundane and repetitive. And if you don't see someone for a week or 2 weeks, you want to fucking like ravage them, you know? So why wreck it by having us have to sit next to each other and watch TV every night?
Yeah, no, if it's not what you want, then it's not what you want.
Yeah.
If it's not bringing any kind of comfort. I think in most bad relationships are because somebody's doing that doesn't really want to.
Right.
But they don't want to
and
completely lose the other person, so they play it. No, when it's great when you get older and more honest. You don't care.
Yeah.
After I got divorced, one of the first girls that I dated, we went out a few times. And then one day we were out in front of my building and it was in the middle of the day and she kissed me like kind of passionately and it was daylight and I was standing where I usually am walking with my kids in a stroller and I hadn't had a thing with anybody and it just brought home to me like I'm kind of with somebody. This is what this is.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. And then the next day, she was on the phone with me, and she's like, "Is there something weird? I'm getting a weird vibe from you." And my old me would have said, "No, no,
exactly.
What do you mean? Too, right? No, totally. Like, you know what it is? Is that I was thinking about this thing, and but no, you're awesome.
And why is that?
But I didn't. I just went, yeah, you got a weird vibe because we kissed on the street, and it made me realize I got to stop seeing you. I'm not in. I can't do. I'm not at a point in my life where this is a good thing to do, and I want to stop." And there was like this silence. And then she went, "Thank you very much."
Wow,
that was so much easier than a million. Like first, she was really stunned.
She liked the honesty, though.
She was like, "Thank God for a guy who just fucking says it instead of because I would have hung in there for like 6 months of not enjoying a moment with her.
Same fucking situation.
Because I didn't want to come out and say, this is not good. You're great, but well, not great enough for me to hang out with anymore. Because that's always the underlying thing that you don't want to say.
I don't know why that snap judgment thing makes you go, no, it's not you. It's like,
it's like you're in trouble with your
talking.
mom. Anthony, do you not want to fuck me anymore? No, Mom, I want to fuck you all day. I'm sorry, Mommy. Now that's good. You fuck my pussy.
Very good.
We got lots of great phone calls coming in.
It's one of those situations you do. You get older and. But the bad thing about it is you never want to sound cliche, and that whole this point in my life,
it's not
it
you.
It just sounds like
I try to say it in the blunt, like the thing I try to do now with every relationship or even moment with somebody in the street is whatever is in my mouth.
Because if
I try to say exactly what I feel without being polite.
If you try to say it politely.
It's a mess.
It comes out sounding like a bad chick flick line.
Well, because it sounds like you're covering what's real. And what's real is not as bad as you think. It's the fact that you're covering makes her think that there's something much worse. It makes her think that you just are grossed out by her. You don't like her. She's not attractive, and so you're making something up. Whereas really, you're just being a coward. You just
being
don't
honest.
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this.
I got a gut feeling. I don't like it.
I'm going home.
I want to stop now.
Yeah, I want to stop.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
exactly
it. I'm done. I'm done with the thing of talking to you.
You guys are the exception, though. Obviously, you know. I mean, that's
well, we got to the exception through divorce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the exception came very
I'm just
late
saying that's
in
so
life.
hard. It sounds great, but it's so hard for most people to do.
It shouldn't be. If you do it every minute, then I mean, there's like a million stupid Mark Twain type quotes about if you would never lie, you always don't have to remember anything. If you always tell the truth, you never have to remember anything.
Yeah, when you start lying, it's
you just start creating a.
Let me grab this.
I'm a bad liar.
There's a lot of people in marriages who are like, I shouldn't be in this, but how long could I possibly live? You know,
resigning themselves to death.
Yeah.
Let me grab this call. I don't want to lose this guy. He's miserable. Maybe we can help him out. Jim in Staten Island. Jim.
Oh, this is Jimmy Greco, listener number 3 from a very long time ago.
Oh, right on, Jimmy Greco. I remember you.
Yeah, what's up, boys? I'm in a miserable marriage with a miserable fat cunt that the only thing she does is, the only interaction she has with me is, what's your check look like? Okay? The minute I turn around and I go stand up for myself, I used to have a substance problem, so right away, are you using? It's just a miserable fucking existence. I would fucking leave, but I have a beautiful 4-year-old son, and I don't want to leave this boy with this sick fucking cunt. Okay? I jerk off more now than I ever did before. This morning, as I'm getting ready to work, I said, let me throw X in that text. And let me look for something to beat the fuck off to.
Beat the fuck off to. Listen to this poor guy.
I know.
He's just miserable.
How is your check? And are you drinking?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
I haven't had a drink or a drug in fucking 109 days. And I said, now I know why I do all that.
Wow,
days.
109 days.
When you're saying
I thought you were gonna
fucking
say
109 days,
Yeah,
you
right.
better go to a meeting.
Yeah,
you
you're
need
not-
a meeting now.
You're not going to make 115, sir.
No.
Hey, it also says she beat you. Is that true?
Well, she's taking a couple of swings at me here and there. I don't want to put it through a fucking
You know what?
wall.
Did you ever hit her?
No, I did a call to her once. She fucking ran into the bathroom, and I fucking popped open the door, and then she sunk down to the ground, cowering, and I said, don't you ever fucking raise your fucking hands to me again, okay?
Why?
But,
all right, listen. That's
So
your.
miserable.
That's your.
Sounds like a treat.
And Jim,
I bet
that's
his 4-year-old is having a ball or something. These people sound awesome.
He wasn't home when this shit happened.
now, Jim. That's all right. Listen, I'm gonna jump in. That's your side of the story, and I believe every word of it. No, and why would she stay in this thing then, Lou?
Well, I don't know. I don't know why. Some people. There's always one.
Like she obviously is miserable too.
There's always one person in a bad relationship who's perfectly happy to be in a bad relationship. There's always one person who's like, who's fine with it, who's fine with just constant shitty. Yeah. The only thing I would say to you, sir, is that you're not going to lose your kid if you leave this woman. You get to keep the kid.
Right.
But you want to know what, though? I don't want him to have that in the back of his mind. You know, why
You're a coward.
Now, the other way to
Jim,
look at it is your son's learning that if somebody
who just called me a coward?
you just calm down.
Yeah.
You're calling a comedy show. Please try to remember that.
Jim.
It's not. This isn't this kind of show. We're doing the best we can.
Yeah, I have no problem saying it, Jim. Opie said it, and because I was there, I was a coward too. Like, why are you staying?
First of all, I want to lose half my shit. That's something.
Well, that's a very good answer. We've talked about that on the
but
show a lot.
It's not a good reason to stay.
Good question.
Okay.
I don't want to leave my kid. Number 3. What the fuck do I do? The only person who's going to win is
People
the fucking
procrastinate. People don't pay their bills on time. You're going to fucking go file for divorce. You know what a pain in the ass
No,
it
it's
is?
a huge pain in the ass.
Get a lawyer.
Yeah, but here's
and
the
all that
thing.
shit to get it started.
The two things. I don't want to lose my kid. I don't want to lose half my shit. I mean, they're both beatable because, first of all, you have this idea that your kid's going to grow up thinking my dad left us. It'll be true if you leave the classic way of just like take off,
Deadbeat dad.
and just show up once a week to take your kid to an awkward fucking little league game. They have nothing to say to you. I remember seeing this father with his daughter, and it was so clear that it was like a visitation.
Yeah.
And they were walking down the street, and he goes, "Well, we got 2 hours left. What do you want to do?" And she goes, "I don't know."
Oh, geez, he really gave this thought.
Yeah, so it's not that's a shitty father who divorced and then just kind of marginalized their kid. But if you fight for your right to be with your kid and you fight for your custody time, then what your kid will, because if you don't do that, the thing you teach your kid is that if a person is abusive to you, you stay with them anyway. It's not a good signal to give a kid is that if you're in a shit marriage with a bad person or you're a bad person, that these guys stay together. So that isn't. So I don't buy the. You're not going to.
The kid's aware, Jim. The kid's aware
kid's
that's
living in a
nightmare.
house of misery,
Right.
So if you separate, then both of you become happier people, and the kid lives in 2 homes that are happier than one shit home. So that's a plus for the kid. And then as far as half your shit, well, fucking be a man and raise twice the money. Just work harder. I mean, really, it's that. I liked the fact that, I mean, I'm paying shit to my ex because she didn't have a job when we split up. But it puts me at 0 and then it just motivates me. I work much harder now because, anyway, I had to take care of her before. And it actually, if you look at it this way, it reduces your nut with the other person to a check. You have one check that you write. Yeah. I mean, it's not like that. When you're married, it's not like that. You fight over money. She spends whatever she wants. She's got your bank book. But once you get divorced, you write one check, and it's contained to that. And
You
it's
know what
limited
it
to that.
is.
And you call that 0. You just move the 0 line in your mind to after she's gotten hers.
Exactly how I rationalized it.
And then you go 0. Now I got nothing. I was happy to give away whatever I had so that I could be at a clean me 0. And then if I raise $10, I spend 8 of it on Snickers bars.
Can I ask you a question
Shove
about
the
that,
ninth dollar up my ass. It's my business.
If you didn't have the kids, that would be a tough check to write, though. Like in Ant's case, he had to write that check, and he had no connection with her. Like he didn't have
that would
kids that he loved or any of that shit. You know what I mean? With you almost could rationalize it, like, well, because of my relationship with her, I got these two beautiful daughters.
Oh, well, child support and alimony are two totally different things.
But it makes it a little easier to write her the check. Is what I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or does it?
Well, child support is, it's just a totally different category. Child support is something that you pay until the kids are
I understand that.
21 years old.
But I'm saying the actual check to her is a little easier because you had the kids with her. But in Anthony's case, just writing to
I did not want to write that check.
Yeah, no, it's totally easier.
Didn't want to write that check. The best check was the last check. That was when it was all done. And then I was like, I got a raise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Jim, did we help you out there?
You made me feel a little bit better. Actually, Lewis made me feel better because he lost a lot more than I could ever lose. So,
All right. And I'm sorry I called you a coward, but I've been there. I was in a relationship I should have got out of, safe to say, 6 years before I did.
Oh, boy, I got to tell you this. Congratulations on your son.
Thank you.
And enjoy him as much as you can. And
here's the sappy part.
A fucking gift, man. Oh. I mean, I love my boy more than anything. All he wants to do is play weed, cuddle, and fucking just hang out. And I love him, and I just can't.
If you get divorced and you fight for time with your kid, you'll have that time with your kid by yourself, and you'll thank fucking shit Christ for that, or whoever you pray to.
Good luck with your new show, man. Good luck with your new show.
Thanks, buddy.
It's gonna be a great one, Jim. All right. Wow, now we've just turned into a relationship show. Look at these fucking phones.
That happens.
We could take a break and take more phone calls. We could do that. Louis, you sticking around or you got to go?
Yeah, I'm here for another 45 minutes or so.
Perfect, man. All right, Louis C.K. in studio.
Don't go anywhere. The best of O&A will be right back. It's the best of O&A.
How was the brokerage?
Brokerage was awesome.
I was on Long Island. I was trying to get away from
I had such a good time
thing.
there.
We're just not ready. I can't separate yet.
No, sure.
I got to be right in there for a little longer.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, but I was trying to get away. She was cool with it. She was like, "Go see Louis." She was jealous because she loves him. And I don't know, a poopy diaper, a scream, and a fucking bottle
you got
feeding
plenty.
later.
You got the rest of your life to do that. It's not that long that it ends up being.
Everyone says about 3 months, right? Is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think
where it gets easier.
It starts to a little bit. They stop being a critical case.
Yeah.
The kid starts having a little bit of a rhythm, but they go up and down. You're going to have plenty of.
I feel like I'm in the emergency room every night.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
It's like it's touch and go every night. When does this end, Lou? Tell me out.
No, a lot of it is.
He knows.
A lot of it is your perception too. Like I remember when we first had our baby, the doctor said if she cries and you just can't make her stop crying, call a doctor. Like if she's really totally out of control, can't stop crying.
Yeah.
So one night the baby was crying and crying. And I said, I think this is it. We got to call the doctor. This has been, So I call the doctor to something like the fucking midnight. And the doctor says, how long has she been crying? And we looked at each other. And I'm like, 5 minutes.
They were talking like an hour. But
it felt after 5 minutes like this is totally a disaster.
Not going to stop. Yeah.
It's just perception. You just get used to stuff.
I'm used to it now.
Yeah, it's more what's going on inside of you than the baby knows exactly what it's doing. The baby's a genius.
But they don't teach you shit in the hospital. You're there for 2 days.
Of course not.
Teach us some real shit. Like they don't tell you that the kid will make some really fucked up noises in the middle of the night, which you will be convinced is something horrible.
Yeah,
and it's just normal. It's like Jay Moore explains in his book. It's like you're living in a zoo or something. There's a lot of animal noises coming from the crib.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that. I thought it was a snore or a cry. That's all you're worrying about.
Yeah, no.
But these weird, fucked up noises. Doesn't breathe right at first because it's still figuring out its lungs. They don't tell you this stuff.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty creepy.
But now a lot of those noises we hear, we're like, oh, okay, that's
what that is.
That's the elephant noise
it's all parents are learning. That's what it's all. The kid's raising you, really. I mean, the kid develops at its own pace.
Yeah.
But you have a learning curve.
And not as many feedings, so we're good. We're starting to sleep a little bit. Knock on wood.
It'll change
for the ride.
It changes again?
It'll get bad again, yeah. It always does.
What are you talking about?
And the kid has growth spurts. They'll have growth spurts where they just constantly feed. Does she breastfeed the kid?
Yeah.
So there'll be times where she'll start just saying, this fucking kid is chewing the shit out of my nipple. I can't take it. It gets really, really hard. And then there'll be like she could get her nipple get raw or infected, all kinds of stuff. Then she'll have to pump breast milk because she's making too much and the kid's not feeding enough.
Holy
If the kid's not eating enough and her breasts get bloated, so she has to pump the breast milk out, and then you have these rotting little jars of breast milk around the house.
Louis been there.
God,
no, it's just
damn.
it's just so many things. Do you have a dog?
No.
No, we had our dog. When our dog got mad, like dogs will punish you. Like if you leave him at home too long, we'd come home. The dog would go through the baby's diapers and spread baby shit all over the house. Ooh. Shit like that, and you come home, motherfucker, just screaming at the dog. And
I could not imagine that.
The baby's crying. It gets tough. It's endurance.
Boy, I was looking for
and then the teeth come in, and that fucking hurts.
Right,
and then the teeth fall out.
I get it.
And then the new teeth come in.
I get it. I actually brought this up hoping you were going to help me out today.
No, you get used to it is what happens. You get immune to it, and then it just becomes what you do.
All good.
Yeah, it becomes what you do.
No, so far so good. I'm
good.
I'm loving it. So,
but yeah, the brokerage is good club.
Yeah, I was dying because I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like, fuck. It was right there.
I like those Long Island rooms. They're fun.
Just don't like getting out there, right? The traffic, by the way, that's too local. We can move on.
It's insane. I know. I hate that.
To get to New York City to Long Island is just.
It's a little bottleneck of one road.
Yeah.
It takes all night.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Jeff in Jersey, hanging with Louis C.K. today. That was a great setup, Jeff. Let's go.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Great. That doesn't matter.
Hey, no, I just wanted to make a comment about that guy who was staying with his marriage because of his son. I'm a long-time listener, and I used to listen to Anthony about his nightmare stories and his wedding, and it felt like he was talking about myself. And I was saying the same thing. I wanted to stay for my kids. And they got to an age where one day one of my kids turns to me and says, "Dad, you and Mom are never going to get along, huh? Because we are so unhappy that you guys are together." And it really woke me up to realize that, yeah, me and my wife were miserable with each other. And when I was upstairs, she was downstairs. I was in the kitchen. She was in the living room, totally avoiding each other. Never doing anything together as a family with the kids. So I neglected to realize that me miserable, my wife miserable, made the household miserable, the kids were miserable.
Yeah, that's what happens. Fucking trotting around the house.
Yeah, there's this
spaghetti at the wall.
This thing of trying to stay together.
Yeah.
If it's not working, I mean, if you feel like when you have a fight, you get somewhere. I think like that's the key. It's like, how do you know whether to stick in there?
Yeah.
I think if you feel like after you have a fight, you just made it an opportunity to open up, like you go, oh, okay, look, I get it. And you see a little more of the other, if you feel like you see the other person's point of view. But if you have a fight with your wife or husband and you're now in the other room going, you fucking cunt.
It's just nasty.
And you just had to get away from each other because it got that bad. Even that happens. But if that's chronic, then it's like, yeah, I don't think there's nothing wrong if you look at it from like a biological National Geographic, how lions mate and that kind of thing. If the idea that we come together as a couple, you cohabitate, you build a home, you have children, you raise the children past a certain critical point, and then you separate and raise the children in two separate homes. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is wrong with that?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There was nothing wrong with that, and that's where I came to realize a long time, 10 years into a nightmare of a marriage, and I finally came to realize when my kid was finally old enough to say that to me, and I was like, you know what, they're right. And I started the proceedings. I filed for divorce, and you know what? Now everybody's happy. When the kids are with me, they're happy. I'm happy. I get to enjoy them, appreciate them, make memories with them, and they do the same thing with the mother. I call up to say goodnight, to talk to them, see how the school was or whatever, and they're telling me, yeah, we did this with Mommy, we did that with Mommy, and so I see a totally big, different change.
Good for you, man.
And no, man, I just wanted to tell that guy, you know what? I know for one thing, my wife used to torture me with, you're going to lose, you're going to be the one at the short end of the stick, you're never going to see your kids, you're not going to have the visitation with them, I'm going to have sole custody, and it's all bullshit. the court systems don't want it that way anymore.
No, they don't. They don't. It's very, very hard.
Oh, really?
It's very hard to lose custody of your kids. If you're a father and you get divorced, and I'm talking straight out of my ass, but if you go to the court or whatever, or when you get divorced, if you make a case and say I want this amount of time with my kids, it's there. Yep. They have to prove that there's something tractably and like convictable wrong with you.
Some other evil shit.
It has to be like you're a fucking chronic criminal. Even if you have done even if you have a criminal fucking history, they can't just take away your rights to custody of your kids because your wife is mad at you.
The courts want it this way now. They give you 50% custody of your children because they don't want any deadbeat fathers out there. And as far as that you're going to lose all your money to all that, and that is all crap. You know what? They have a system now, and like when I was married, I was lucky if I was getting $100 a week out of my pay. You know what? I got divorced. I got a raise. I get half my paycheck now.
Well, that's exactly the thing, and you get control of it. So, I mean, you unless there was something weird going on in your house, you're paying your wife half of everything anyway, or more, like you're saying. And any father that says, I got divorced and my wife took my kids away is a liar. He gave his kids up. It means he didn't put the fight up, and he also didn't step up and become you got to change your life. You have to change the way you're going to do your life. You have to you have to rearrange your life so that you can take care of your kids by yourself. But it is better for the kids, I think, than hanging in there.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, no problem. Thank you, guys.
This is turning into a very special Opie and Anthony show.
It's fucking
very
serious
special
shit.
What else is going on out there in the world?
These guys always sound like that.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Got this wife. She was a fucking cunt.
Fat cunt wife.
I love my kids. They all sound like that.
They don't really sound like the most appealing people. The guys who say that. My fat cunt wife, and I describe myself. I look like Brad Pitt. I went to Harvard.
I'm a fucking catch over
I'm
here.
the greatest guy ever. Fat cunt. You should see me. I'm beautiful.
But see, it's a
I'm
special
a genius.
And it is a special case once again because he tells the story. He gets married on his wedding night. He looked at the ceiling and had tears in his eyes. He knew he made a mistake.
A
lot of people don't feel like they're making a mistake from day one.
Day one.
Maybe a couple years in, you start going, "Holy shit!
it
what
wasn't
the
for
fuck
real.
is this about?"
No, I think most people do. They just
you think
lie
most
to
people
themselves.
realize?
Yeah, a lot of people I think get married because they're trying to fix their relationship. A lot of people get married.
Yeah.
A lot of people get married to make their girlfriend happy. They don't get married to begin. It's like what you're saying about you're waiting for somebody to come and pick the real parents to pick up the kid. I remember when we were at the hospital and my wife was in labor. The whole time I thought, I realized that I was really thinking we're going to go through this. She's going to go through labor and go through this thing that we've been training for and reading books about.
Yeah.
And then she's going to have a kid. Then we're going to go home and get a pizza. And I did not picture taking a kid home with us. Like when we put the kid in the thing in the car, I was like, holy shit, this is it. This is our lives now.
Oof.
That's so, and I think it's like that for some people really get married because they're like, my girlfriend's pissed off. We'll have a wedding and then she'll feel better. And then you realize, oh my God, I'm fucking married now.
Yeah, you had the wedding, and now you're married.
I obviously take a lot of trips to Philly, and usually we get up and go. Let's pack your bag. I pack my bag. I'll call for the car, and we're out of here, right?
Yep.
That same little thing took about...
It's a lot harder.
At least 2 extra hours.
Yeah,
it's like doing the same thing you're used to doing, but completely numb your right arm and your left arm, and then attempt to do that. What you're used to doing. That's how I felt.
You know what? It's great though. That's what that part I liked. That your life gets that much harder because you just get more. You adapt and you get more competent. Like I remember feeling like a Vietnam, like the guys in Nam who like have those they have big heavy rifles,
packs on their back.
Yeah, you got like a gun belt down the right side, and when you stand up, all this clanging armor, and you're walking with all this shit, and that's me at taking my kids to Coney Island. I take them to Coney Island in the summer a lot. And I've got all this shit. I've got each kid's bag. I've got my stuff. I've got all that fucking crap. I'm like, let's move out. And then we start moving a few clicks down the beach. We get to a bad beach. All right, we need to move. I've got one crying, so I got to pick her up. The other one I got by the hand, and you just move and you become.
It just sounds like so much.
Well,
work.
If you attack it like I'm a guy, and you know what I mean. I've got muscles, and I can make this work.
You're the Sarge.
Yeah, and then it's positive if you look at it that way. It really is to me a point of like an attitude thing. If you really are like waiting for mom to give you a list of shit to do, and you're just sort of like, yes, dear, then it's depressing. But if you take it on like, here's what we're doing. And then you get good at that, getting the shit in the car. It gets satisfying.
I'm amazed at how well I do shit now.
Yeah.
I always sucked at doing shit, but I could set up some shit.
Yeah, you'll get
packet plays and all that. They're like,
good.
They're like, you set that up really quick. I'm like, oh yeah, you fucking did.
If you bring male skills to raising a kid, it's really satisfying.
Yeah, I got male skills all of a sudden because before that I was useless.
I have to think about
completely useless.
How quickly I can tear apart my AR-15, clean it, and put it back together again.
There you go.
It's pretty much where I'm at with being good at stuff.
See, and here's this without the emotional attachment you do have.
Exactly.
This
well, I'll tell you something.
That's what makes
I'm just hearing logistics.
Yeah, you're just hearing
pretending to
logistics.
come into that fucking cunt for as long as you did. I think you should be sainted for that. I really do.
Believe me.
That's you should be sainted. That took courage.
That was
I'm serious.
That's
the thing that everybody does.
Most guys would just said, fuck it.
Yeah, I'll just fuck her, have a kid, see how that goes.
No, the most frightening thing to me would be to have a kid.
You would have had that would have been bad for you.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
No.
I like places like Atlantis and Vegas. And I like just going there.
Yep.
Drop of a hat.
It's pretty great to be able to
go on there.
That was one of the coolest things when I got divorced was realizing I can just get on a plane and go to another city. Like, I don't even have to tell anybody.
I got a passport.
That's weird.
And an Amex.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
all I don't need suitcase. I don't need
that's amazing.
Clothes on my back. I'll buy shit when I get there.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Don't pack just buy socks.
That's it. Yeah. Fuck it.
Or packing in a hotel and just going, I'm going to leave half these clothes in this room.
Yeah, who cares? Throw some stuff away.
Just get out of here.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show's Best of O&A. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Best of O&A. Best of O&A. Best of O&A. Best of O&A.
There has somebody come up to you and say, like, I know somebody who's really good friends with you. In your past, you guys were really good pals. Oh, who? Mike Watson. No idea who you're talking about. He said you guys used to hang out all the time.
Yeah,
no. Mike Watson. I don't know even the name Mike sounds weird to me right now. And then you start feeling bad, like you don't want to get whoever it is. Like, geez, maybe I had a really good friend. So I start going, oh yeah, Mike Watson. Oh yeah.
That if I say the name rings a bell, it means I have no fucking clue. Because I'll say that. It's like, I don't remember, but the name rings a bell.
No.
It does it? The worst is when people come up to you and don't even say a friend. They just go, you don't remember me, do you? I'm like, you know something?
I had that happen, swear to God, Saturday. I was at this party, and a high school friend was there, so he brought some of his friends, I guess, to the party. And this guy, Rob, I'm leaving. He goes, you don't remember me, do you? I go, yeah, I remember you. You fucking hated me in high school, never paid attention to me. But now because I have some kind of, quote, fame, you feel like you have a connection to me. Yes, I do know who you are.
We were
I didn't say
wrong,
the last part.
Rupert.
But
we were wrong, Rupert, and you were right.
right. Exactly.
I'm like, of course I remember you. You fucking hated me in school, thought I was a fucking nerd, and never paid any attention to me in high school. Yeah, I do remember you.
I don't remember it when they say that. They go, you don't remember me. And I'm
in this case, I did remember.
Now I just go, no.
Yeah, it's another. I'm the same way with the honesty now.
Yeah.
And with people that I don't know.
Like, no.
Do you remember me? Nope.
No.
Oh my God, I'm insulted. I'm sorry you feel that way. So
you shouldn't have quizzed me like that.
No.
You should have said, hi, my name is, back in whatever, we fucking hung out at the, but you quizzed me, and now you're paying for it.
I did a show last night in New Jersey, and this kid came up to me afterwards, and he had a folder with him, and he said, I have to talk to you. Okay, and I'm like,
one of these.
This
and
dossier.
he goes,
you
I have some. He goes, this is weird, and I'm like, yeah, it is, and I'd like to stop it now by walking away. And he goes, I want to be a writer, and I want your show to be good. So, and I go, I don't have writers. I stop him there. I don't have writers on my show. I write it all myself. And he goes, I don't believe that. And I said, I do. And he goes, you can't write a whole show by yourself. So I just now start walking away. It's like,
yeah.
And he goes, just please read my material. Just take it and read it. And I go, I'm not going to read it, so I'm not going to take it from you and pretend and go throw it out 10 feet from here. I'm not going to go through that. So no, good luck to you.
And then have you sue me when a show comes up.
Exactly.
And then you just say that was my idea. And
good luck, but no, I'm not going to read it. And he goes, I don't understand why. And I thought for a second I was going to struggle and like try to explain it to him. But then I said, it doesn't matter to me that you don't understand.
Oh, good for you.
Like, I don't...
Oh, you don't
have to. Why do I have to go? Oh boy, I can't go home till this guy understands why I won't take his packet.
I just don't want to waste my fucking time anymore.
I'm going to leave you not understanding why I didn't take that.
Figure it out yourself.
I'm going to let you have that as a life experience. That you just don't know why.
Good. I'm an asshole.
The theme today is honesty from Louis C.K. A lot of honesty comes from
it's just
makes
people
it easier, right?
Think that everybody owes them what they want to hear.
Yes.
You're going to hear some things you don't want to hear sometimes.
I lost a guy. He wanted to call. What was the guy's name that died? Larry.
Look, we forgot already.
Already forgot his fucking name.
It was Carl.
Jesus.
Wow. Who was that important guy?
Oh, God. He probably
was hoping that
his last dying moments were probably like, at least they'll reverently speak of me.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to call him a deadbeat father because he wanted a divorce from his wheel-bound fucking wife.
Yeah, that doesn't sound so hot. How much trouble could she have been? Just lock up her wheels and go in the other room.
You chalk them up.
Give her a flat tire. You're on your way.
Walk away.
Josh in Maine.
Hit her, Josh.
Josh.
Yeah.
You just got divorced last Friday, and you want to talk to Louis. He's not going to care you got divorced.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm probably like the happiest man in the whole freaking United States.
Probably not.
Now. See, what happened with me, I was one of these idiots that got married to the girl from high school, and all of a sudden one day you wake up next to this like 230-pound fucking sloth in bed beside you, and you realize, oh my God.
Again, who is... What's so great about you? What's so awesome about you? Like we're all just we're all just six-pack bellied. We're all such beautiful guys. Everybody should want to be with us.
Oh, right
no, she got fat, really, and you're just beautiful. You're just awesome. Full head of black hair and dark eyebrows and lantern jaw.
The whole single eyebrow. But I tell you what, man, friggin', I get a paycheck last Friday, and I forgot what it was like to have money. It's like, I don't even know what to do with myself. I took the week off from work to get all the divorce done, and I'm like, I got money in my pocket, and I don't even know what the hell to do with myself now.
So you're happy.
All right, good luck with that. Sounds good, man.
All right, guys. You take it easy. I'm punching out.
All right, man.
Later.
It says, it said, divorce last Friday. Just want to shoot the shit with Lou. He just wanted to shoot the shit.
Shoot the shit.
Doesn't know Louis well.
I guess we shot.
He just wanted to shoot the shit with you, Lou.
Oh, that's great.
Two men
better than shooting.
enjoying
Carl.
their single lives.
That's the other thing I can't do is the bullshit talk. How's it going? Oh, pretty good. It's hot out, huh?
Small talk.
Oh, fucking die.
Die from the heat.
Talk.
will ya?
Everybody's got something interesting to say. That's something I learned from when you do stand up. Before I could afford to like rent a car and just shut out all of society and just, you know, like now I go rent any city I'm in, even if I'm there for 3 hours, I rent a car. So I don't have to get driven to the gig, picked up at the airport by some person. But when I used to get picked up by some person and who was asking me questions about whatever, being on TV or whatever, it's so tedious. But what I do now is I always ask them about their lives. You just, whoever it is, you just go, where are you from? You know, I'm in Winnipeg, Canada. And I get picked up by some woman, and I'm like, so what's your story? Where are you from? There's always something.
Don't you just not want to
they'll start
talk
talking, wow, they're so surprised, because people love talking about themselves.
Sure.
You just not want to talk though. Sometimes?
Well, then you can shut them out. Then they just run their mouth, and you just have your own thoughts. But occasionally they'll be like, "Oh, well, I live. I'm married. My husband has no legs." What? Wow.
All right, we can go run with that.
Yeah, something to talk
your
about.
Husband
that.
can't, but we can. That's like sometimes I just don't want to fucking talk, and I don't even want to. I don't even want to acknowledge by going like, "Yeah." Yeah,
that's
I know.
more painful.
I get it. Yeah. Because then I'm gritting my teeth thinking, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to make believe I'm acknowledging you.
No. And when you have kids,
tedious.
people want to have those conversations with your kids. They walk up to your kid, "Hi, what are you doing?" It's like, she doesn't know you. Get the fuck away from her.
Yeah, punch someone in the balls, punch her in the pussy. You're that high.
Wait a minute.
When?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to hang out with people that I don't want to because of the kid thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Me. That ain't gonna be good.
Yeah, other people.
Like, I don't care if my kid gets along with other kids that he thinks is
No,
cool.
but you got to
whatever.
talk to the dad while they're hanging out with them.
What? How's that?
That's awful.
It is, right?
It's awful.
Because this conversation we're having, I've been able to avoid people I don't want to be with.
That's what your
or talk
BlackBerry's
to.
for. Do you have a BlackBerry?
Oh yeah, I do.
You got to have it with you at all the times. And you just stare into it while your kid's playing with another
So
kid.
I'm gonna have assholes in my life that I'm gonna have to
and so
deal
you
with.
have to become an unapproachable asshole.
So just always be on the BlackBerry and
So always
stuff.
be on the BlackBerry. Don't talk to nobody.
So when they come to get their kid, what do I do?
When they come to get the kid?
Yeah, this is down the road. I understand, but might as well get
you're
prepared
gonna
now.
have. No, you know what? I always trade taking care of somebody's kid for talking to them. Like if my kid has a play date, if my kid has a friend they want to have, I'll have them over, the kid over, and I'll tell the parent, "You go. I'll take care of your kid.
Oh, okay.
You go have a day off."
What do you mean? Well, that was in one of the episodes.
Which I do it all the time. I have kids. I'll have
Wait,
two kids
the
over.
parents come over with the kid and hang out the whole time?
No, the parents
That ain't
go
happening.
fuck off.
No, but I mean,
but you have to take care of another person's kid
yeah,
now.
I have no problem.
But
with that.
so what?
I've
Yeah,
had
easily
a
do
shitload
that.
of nephews and nieces. But I mean, there are times where the parent stays.
Oh, sure, that happens. Yeah.
That ain't happening.
No,
I
sometimes
ain't
or
talking to
sometimes
no
it'll happen.
fucking
The kid will
asshole
say,
because he's in the same class as my kid.
"You're gonna have to get to know those people." Some of them are, you do make friends that way.
I could use a few friends, so that's fine.
Yeah, you'll like some of the people that you meet, and then there's other people you won't like, and you and the other parents that you do like will shit on them.
it just
It
never
becomes
ends.
like a whole other thing.
Just the gossip never.
No, it
fucking
gets
ends.
really vicious too.
Really.
Yeah, there's people that are really mean to other kids' parents, and that gets really gross.
Really mean.
Fuck, I just had a realization. I'm gonna have to deal with people that I've avoided for many, many, many
Yep.
years. Yes, Anthony, she's hot.
Yeah.
Have you tried that one yet?
No. Is she an intern?
Yeah.
She's a Ron Fez intern?
Got it.
Might as well stick around for Ron and Fez.
What's her name?
I think it starts with an S.
Thanks.
She's just
That narrows it down.
Sam?
No, it's not Sam. I would remember that
She's got a
name.
little bit of a pear shape going.
No, it's good.
A little bit of a
That
pear
would-
shape. Come on.
You know what that would look like naked?
Her hair is a little
Fine.
Huh?
blow dried.
God, you guys are
Bleach.
picky. Wow.
I'm not saying I wouldn't fuck her. I've fucked a lot worse.
Exactly.
I've fucked some really disgusting people.
Oh, shit.
Fucking Louis, man. It was great seeing you, buddy.
Yeah, same here, man.
Louis C.K. His new show is called Louis. It premieres next Tuesday. We haven't talked about the show in the last hour, but I'm telling you, I saw the first 4 episodes. A lot of people in Philly, all loving it. Starts next Tuesday at 11 o'clock, right after Rescue Me on FX. Please check it out and decide for yourself. At least take a peek. I think you're going to like it, though, man. A lot of our audience definitely will.
I think they'll like it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think the Opie and Anthony listening people will like it.
And it says right here, the show revolves around Louis' hectic life as a successful stand-up comedian
whatever.
and newly single father raising his 2 daughters.
Yeah.
So, some good stuff. Great language. You get to see Louis' ass.
Yeah, I got
That's
my
always
ass
a
in there
plus.
once.
Were you the doctor's episode, which is going to do very well with Ricky Gervais, when he's staring at your cock and just beating the shit out of you, and then
Yeah.
brings the lady in? Were you standing there completely nude, or did you have some?
I had some, and it's,
did you have a sock on or something?
well,
or-
it's so the person who we had doing wardrobe then, she had a triangle of felt like you use for women.
right.
So we had to kind of cull together like 2 or 3 of those, and she fucking glued them all over my dick. It was a nightmare. She didn't have a sock. That's what you're supposed to have, put a sock on
Right.
your dick.
But when you would
But no, I was covered up. He couldn't. I mean, I was probably not fun to look at.
But my point,
with what was showing,
doing the frontal nudity thing, you would definitely do in front of Ricky Gervais. You wouldn't give a shit, right?
Well, I wouldn't show him my cock, but
you wouldn't just for the goof.
I wouldn't want to show him my.
Well, you
cock.
showed your cock on Lucky Louie.
Yeah, I kind of ran through a room with my dick out. Yeah. But I wouldn't want to stand there with my cock out in front of a man. No,
That is a little much.
people that do that kind of thing are fucking gross to me.
Okay.
It's people that take out their dick and like rub it on their friend. It's like you're fucking being gay.
That really is the weirdest thing. Like the party pictures where you're teabagging your sleeping
that's you're
friend.
fucking gay.
It's like, why would you think that because he's asleep, you should put your balls in his mouth? Like, that's if he was awake, would you do that?
I was on a shuttle to Boston years ago, and Jay Moore happened to be on the plane. He was in his 20s then, like early 20s. He started pretty young.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting next to him on the plane because we knew each other, and he's sitting there in shorts, and he looks down at his crotch, and he goes, "If I take out my cock, will you spit on it?" Like he just said that to be gross or whatever. And I just decided in that moment, I don't like this guy. I don't like him, and I haven't. And I know Jay, and we're kind of friends, but I can't. I still go back to that moment. I'm like, that was fucking disgusting, and fuck him, fucking fake faggot. It makes me sick.
You know what? I think
that's still Jay to me. I can't help it, and I have affection for him. He's a nice guy.
We've all seen Jay's cock way too many times.
He's one of those guys who likes to take his dick out.
Yeah.
Keep your fucking penis hidden.
He'll pull it right out. Yep.
Birthday parties. I'm not going to fucking birthday parties.
You got to do all that shit.
Birthday parties, Lou.
What?
Birthday parties with the kids?
Yeah.
You got to do all
What do you
that.
do there?
You know what? When you get shut in the house with the babies for long enough, you actually start appreciating that stuff.
So you're going to...
Putting your kids in the middle with all the other kids.
Right.
And then you hang out with the parents.
But when you were growing up...
There's always one, you walk around the house, the birthday party looking tense.
Right.
And there'll be one guy who probably you wouldn't have talked to in real life otherwise, but you're like,
in real life,
he's here.
A guy that
I love talking to him, or a woman that's kind of haggard looking, but her tits are interesting. So, and she's got a sense of humor, so you'll like talking to her. You'll start to see people that you like. I kind of like her. Something about her. She's fun. She's fun to talk to.
But I know this is an easy bit. But when we were growing up, we had none of this shit.
The parents you just went outside the door.
Right. The parents didn't show up at the parties and hang out while the kids were hanging out.
That is why it's harder
There was a major separation.
Yep.
Like you said, you open the door and there was a whole life out there.
My mom, I was raised by a working mom, and in the morning, we would all get ready, and she'd go to work, and we'd go to school. Since I was in second grade, I would walk to school by myself. Mm-hmm. She would just be like, "I'll see you when I get home after dinner."
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'd go to school, and then after school, it was up to me to figure out what to do with myself.
And she just assumed you were all right.
Yeah, and then she'd come home from work, and she'd be like, "Oh, I got my kids are still around."
That's how shit happened.
That's the way it was like every day for my whole childhood.
And that's why a lot of kids got touched.
Yeah, no, it is.
Think about
there
it.
was a fucking child molester in my neighborhood.
Just waiting for mommy to go to work.
Yeah. There was a guy named Jean Baptiste who used to drive around in a Pinto. And every kid I knew except for me, and I used to honestly feel a little unattractive that he never hit on me.
You want at least to be
He'd take you to, when you hit around teenage years, John Baptiste would take you to lunch. Ooh. And then he'd put his hand on your leg, and every kid had a different toleration point of how long he let him put his hand on his leg.
You should have said, "If I pull my cock out, will you spit on it?"
Exactly.
It might have turned them off.
Exactly.
Now the kids just don't.
But now you're responsible for every moment of their lives. Now you got to take them through everything.
Remember, your mom, would just drop you off and then go, "All right, call me when you need a ride."
Yeah,
that's how we all grew up, right?
That's the way it was. But now, no, I have kids over my house, or I take my kid to their house, and I can't imagine a day where my daughter just leaves the house unattended. I can't imagine it. I don't know how to process that.
That's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
I remember taking those bike rides with your friends,
and 3-4 towns over, like there's nothing.
Every so often, you'd go be like, "Let's take a real long fucking bike ride," and you'd go like, a couple of towns over, instead of your normal just riding your bike around the block.
Go into the woods and find a dead cat or something, or something
poke
weird,
it with a stick for a while.
Retarded girl who shows her bush to people, or whatever. That's the way it was.
I was growing up back then when the parents left you alone.
Why does everyone know a retarded girl that would Just to show her bush.
Yeah.
You know how many times that has come up on this show?
Loved doing that, I guess. I don't know.
No, it's the way it was.
Now people want to talk about kid parties. They want to warn me about Little League and all this other shit. Look, man, I'm only 6 weeks. I'm 6 weeks in. I'm
no, it's a while.
I'm good for now. Louis, thank you, brother.
Sure, man.
We'll be right back with more of Best of O&A. Stay there. It's the Best of Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
As we were going to break, got some news. Glad SiriusXM is taking care of the very important issues that face us every day here, Anthony.
Yeah, I know. Thank God.
I was talking about Pop-Tarts.
Yep.
So I was thinking, you know what? Today's the day where I need some nice toasted Pop-Tarts.
Yummy.
I go brown sugar cinnamon, Anthony, without the frosting.
Wonderful.
That's my Pop-Tart of choice.